are my top 7 learnings as a backend developer intern from the past month, which might be useful to you. And these learnings really change the way nowadays I look at or program a project. These are the learnings which takes a person from a beginner to an intermediate developer. Coming up in the video. Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Imposter Syndrome and I am a final year engineering student at Indian Institute of Information Technology, Vadodara, and currently I am doing my internship as a backend developer. And on this channel, I create videos related to web development, tips and tricks related to web development, tutorial videos, and little bit of freelancing also. So if you are interested in these kind of topics, you can browse to my channel, and I hope really you will find something useful and helpful. And make sure you subscribe to the channel for future videos. So the first point is lone wolf. Teamwork makes the dream work. So when I was in hostel, when I used to develop my own personal project, I used to develop project all by myself, and that took me so much time to come up with an idea, then create a front end layout, then create the back end, then code the project. So this took me so much time to create just a single project. So basically all of these things was only done by just one person, that was me. But after joining this internship and when I started working in a team, I realized the power of a team. Whereas let's say in 2 to 3 days I used to complete one module, and here in 2 to 3 days we complete almost 10 to 15 modules, as many different people are working on different modules. So this really boosts up the speed of execution of the project, and that is really amazing, which I just figured it out. And how you can implement this in while you are in college or you are doing your own personal project is collaborating with your friends. So this will also gain you collaboration skills, which is really essential in doing any internship or when you will be joining as a developer in any team. So collaboration is what will take you much further as compared to doing a project alone. The next point which I am going to talk about is imposter syndrome. So when we had our first meeting, in that meeting, I was just overwhelmed by the number of terms which I heard from other team members, senior developers. So they were discussing the technicalities of how should we proceed further in the project, and I heard things like services and middleware and many DevOps things which I don't remember now. And I thought, what the hell are these things? I just haven't heard of these things like in the past, and they are talking like this, and like I just felt do I really know anything? And I started to feel like, oh no, I don't know anything. And, you got the thing what imposter syndrome is. But really these were the things which they also might have got from the experience, and that is what I also did. So whatever the terms which I heard in the meeting, I just wrote it down in the notebook. And I just, after the meeting completed, I just actually used ChatGPT to learn all those stuff, like what is services and what is middleware and those terms. So yeah, you can also like leverage ChatGPT nowadays to learn these new things without Googling it, because Googling will take time, ChatGPT can provide you exactly whatever the solution you want. So yeah, that is how I overcame imposter syndrome and started learning different things which they told me to learn. Next one which I'm going to talk about is called Quickness. Basically being adaptable and learning new things is a very special quality of a software developer. As in the internship in the past month which I am talking about, there were tasks given to me which I didn't had any idea, like creating a email server and those kind of thing. I thought, what the hell, how do I even think of that? Like, how should I just start with it? So I just communicated it with my senior, and he gave me some documentation and some links through which I got to know more about the task which I needed to be completed. And after reading all the online blogs and documentation, I actually successfully implemented those things which I didn't knew initially. After successfully completing those tasks, the next tasks which were assigned to me were also having the same story. Again, they were completely different from my past experience, and I didn't have any idea what are those things. And again the cycle started to just go on, and again I read docs and I again implemented them, and that's how everything went, at least in the first month. So basically what I am trying to say here is learning and quickly adapting to new technologies is a very high quality of a software developer. Next thing which I am going to talk about is called sorted guy. Maintain different environment. So basically after joining here, I got to know the importance of having different environments for development, for testing, and for production is very important. So basically when I used to create my personal project, I used to do everything on the production environment, and whenever I used to complete a module, just push it in the production environment, and yeah, that was it. But think of it as, what if that project is live and people are using it, and suddenly you push the code without testing it, and if it crashes, that will be a big disaster. So now my viewpoint has changed, and we should always have different environment for development, testing, and for deployment. Next point which I'm going to talk about is called G developer, writing maintainable code. So basically when I used to work, of course, because I can just compare with my previous experience. So when I used to work on personal projects, I used to code, and I was able to understand my code because the code was written by me and it was just written some days ago. So I used to understand all of my code. But when I came into the team and I have to read through the other people's code, actually it was easy to read through their code, and I thought, wow, that is so well written, I can understand each and every line. But if I go to my previous projects which I had it, I will not know what are the things happening here, which variable is doing what thing. So basically you should write a code which is understandable to the other person who will be debugging the code, let's say after months of releasing it. So maybe he will be adding a feature, and for adding that feature, he will actually have to read through the code. So he should be able to understand the code which you have written. So always name the variables, functions, classes, script, folders like relevant to what they are doing and what they are used for. Next point which we are going to talk about is called version pirate, using a version control system. So basically I used to use GitHub before joining the internship, but I used to use it like this to push the code on the GitHub and maintain a repository. As I already told, that had just the production environment. After joining the internship, I learned many new commands, and I learned how to resolve the conflict. So basically before starting out working with your code for the day, always read git pull. Along with that, I learned to resolve the conflicts which I didn't get when I was just working alone, because there was just me pushing to the repository and no one else. But now here different people are working at different time, and they are pushing it to the same repository, so there will be merge conflicts, and you should be able to resolve those merge conflicts by your own. And the next point is called sundry or miscellaneous. In this, I learned that basically having a good file structure is very important. Otherwise you will just get lost in your files only, that where you have written the code, where is that script gone, where is that other thing, because the project will eventually be very large, and after some months you will just get lost. Initially you will not feel it, but eventually you will get lost. And following the OOPS concepts is very important. Basically when I was in college, I used to think, okay, these abstraction, encapsulation, polymorphism, object creation is, yeah, okay, but what is the need? But it is really helpful in creating a good quality software. Always keep your code where it belongs, and keeping the file size small, and like writing good quality code is very important. Think about all the edge cases where your code might have some bug, and prefix that bug before you push the code. So yeah, these were some of the learnings which I had in the month from my internship as a backend developer intern. I have also created tutorial videos related to creating AI powered chatbot for Discord, for WhatsApp, and also creating an AI art generator, which is available on my channel, link in the description, and you can surf through my channel and you can get some valuable information from my previous videos. So do check it out. Bye bye.